You might have seen the video where I start turning the outside of a plum tree bowl. It was a rather violent affair, and not only did it bend the screw chuck taper, the handle in this gouge also came somewhat loose. But that's no big deal, because I did find out that I do prefer a bit longer handle for more control. So let's make a new handle. Should be easy, right? Hammering out the old handle, measuring the tang. It is somewhat tapered and it goes from 7mm at the bottom to almost 10 at the top. I wonder what size hole I should drill, but I guess I will decide that later. The old handle and the new handle to be. I believe it is part of a shovel handle, but I'm not sure. It's got a hole, it's there, and I don't care. It just adds to the character. It is also a bit oval shaped, but that shouldn't be an issue. My new set of drive spurs and the live center from Banggood. This one looks a bit weird. I guess you need to be a real wood fairy to know what it is used for. There are two different sized drive spurs, and they look a whole lot nicer than the one that came with my wood lathe. The live center is interesting. It is designed in such a way that it will not be able to dig itself deeper into the wood. Seems like a smart design. I think I will be using the small drive spur to make the new handle. Finding the center and hammering in the drive spur. A bit more hammering just to be sure. Out comes the old live center, finding the center of the wood, and in goes the new live center. Trying to push it in by hammering on the tailstock handle. Lining up the tool rest. Time to pick some chisels. Don't mind the chickens, the coop is on the other side of the wall of the old barn, and their mission in life seems to be to screw with my recordings. They can be quite cranky, especially when they just made a new egg. I selected a few tools that I might be using.
Verdammt.
Trying to get the chisel a bit sharper. And here I'm trying to visualize a handle, but I never know what I will be ending up with. Anything goes as long as it is longer than the original. Need more speed. So I'm switching belt positions. I got a small box with some bronze bits in my scraptonium drawer. Let's find something I can use as a ferrule. This looks useful. Too big to fit in the throat of the chuck. Looks like I need to move to the other Kerger lathe. Time for the good old chuck switcheroo. I don't want to press it out of shape with the chuck jaws. Looks like I'm going to do some metal machining in this video after all. and get ready for another parting disaster. I decided to give it a hand job. It's taking too long, so I fired up the motor. A 6-jaw chuck would be so much better for a job like this. Longest parting job ever. But it's done, and the ferrule cleaned up okay. Back at the wood lathe, turning a rough shape of the handle. I intentionally made this a high spot. It will be the bearing surface for when I use the tool rest to support the workpiece when I'm drilling a hole for the tang. I was almost ready to drill a hole when I decided it would be a good idea to mount the ferrule first. Some raw linseed oil to help slide on the ferrule. I intentionally made the ferrule stick out a little, you'll see later on why. I removed some more material to be sure there would not be too much drag on the tool rest when supporting it for drilling. With the rough shape of the handle turned, I'm getting ready to drill a hole. First a 4mm pilot drill. My fingers got a little warm trying to push the handle against the drive spur, so I had to take it slow. I decided to go with an 8mm hole for the tang. And this was the first time I appreciated the rapid tailstock on my wood lathe. I had to switch to another live center because the other one wasn't sitting deep enough. That still runs truer than expected. Success! Finishing up the final shape of the handle. Little emery cloth action to clean things up a bit. trying something new with a hacksaw. Cleaning up the ass end. Shining up the handle with some raw linseed oil. A bit of a messy job. Mixing up some polyester resin. And this is why I wanted the ferrule to stick out a little. And last but not least, hammering in the chisel. Well, that's one step closer to making a plum tree bowl. That's all for now. To be continued. These days, because of the corona pandemic, you can see this flag everywhere in the Netherlands. It is basically to support all the vital people that keep society going these days.